What's up guys, it's ProNade, and today's video is going to be talking about the Ray Gun Mark III, and will it ever return into Black Ops 3 Zombies, or not necessarily return, that would be the Ray Gun Mark II, but will we ever get a Ray Gun Mark III within Black Ops 3 Zombies? But guys, before I begin, it'd be great if you could leave a like as well as subscribe if you're new, and I guess, yeah, let's just get right into the topic. So basically, my question is, do you guys think we'll ever get a Ray Gun Mark III in Black Ops 3 DLC? Now, my thoughts on this, I think that we definitely will. Now, the reason I say that is, one, money. Like, we've seen Treyarch, or not necessarily Treyarch, this is more on Activision's part, but we've seen Activision with the supply drops. We've seen them add a bunch of stuff just because they know that people like it. Like, a bunch of people wanted the MP40, boom, the HG40 is now in supply drops. People wanted new weapons in supply drops, like the crossbow, people wanted stuff like that, boom, you've got it right in your supply drops in multiplayer. So, I think that we won't necessarily be getting supply drops in zombies, but I'm thinking that they really want to cater to stuff that the fans want. Now, everyone in Call of Duty community knows about the ray gun. Whether you play zombies or not, everybody knows about the ray gun. The ray gun is just such an iconic thing, an iconic weapon that everybody knows about in the Call of Duty community. Even a lot of my friends that like don't even barely play video games or zombies at all, you know, they sometimes like, well, I'll play zombies with them at my house or something, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, I got the ray gun. You know, everyone knows what the ray gun is. Like, it's just such an iconic part of Call of Duty, and one of the most iconic things that's ever been in Call of Duty before. Now, when we got the Ray Gun Mark II back in Buried, you know, this was a huge part of the map, well, not necessarily of the map, but a huge part of the DLC, and it was really a selling point of the DLC, because if you bought this, the Ray Gun Mark III would be added into, or the Ray Gun Mark II, sorry, but the Ray Gun Mark II would be added into every single map that you owned on Black Ops 2, and this is such a huge selling point, because even if you didn't have the other maps, maybe you only had the base disc and then you bought Buried, then you could still get the Ray Gun Mark III in all of your other maps like Green Run and Transit. You know, it was a big selling point for a lot of casual players, and so a lot of people bought it, and I think that's one of the big points that will really determine if the Ray Gun Mark III makes it into Black Ops 3 Zombies at all, because I do think that it will come maybe in DLC 3. I think even DLC 4 would be kind of cool just to see it, you know, kind of a final conclusion to Zombies, or Black Ops 3 Zombies at least, just see the Ray Gun Mark III. I think that'd be awesome, but I think it would be more likely to see it in DLC 3. I don't think we'll get it in Zetsubo no Shima, but DLC 3 definitely could be a huge possibility for the Ray Gun Mark III. But anyway, another point is that the community definitely wants the Ray Gun Mark III. Like, we saw the reception with the Ray Gun Mark II. Everybody loved that thing. Like, the Ray Gun Mark II is a huge success. The Ray Gun Mark I, I mean, by itself, of course, that's a success, but the Ray Gun Mark II, when they added it in as DLC, everybody loved it, and it was a huge hit with the community. I mean, everyone's been asking for a Ray Gun Mark III, at least most people are, and the reason that most people have been asking is because the Ray Gun Mark I in Black Ops 3 is pretty underpowered compared to all the other weapons. I mean, splash damage, the damage isn't very high to begin with, the fire rate is pretty slow, just everything about the gun has kind of gotten worse since World at War when it began. Everything about it now is just really, like, any other gun is going to be better than it, kind of, and it really does kind of lose that star power that it had back in Black Ops 1 and 2, and even World at War. You know, this thing was a ton of fun, and now it just kind of died down, and so I think that we will be seeing a Ray Gun Mark III, because everyone in the community wants a powerful ray gun, and I think the Ray Gun Mark III could be definitely a potential selling point, I guess, like I said before, and it definitely could satisfy the community as well. And overall, I just think that, you know, Treyarch and Activision, if they work together on this, the Ray Gun Mark III could be a huge selling point as well as a huge happiness, or just like big awesome thing in the zombies community. I'm pretty sure almost everyone in the zombies community would be really hyped about a Ray Gun Mark III. I know I would, and ultimately I just think that it definitely is destined to come into Black Ops 3 Zombies at one point or another, just because of the selling aspect of it as well as the, you know, consumer happiness. I think with a Ray Gun Mark III, if they don't add it into like a supply drop or something, everyone really is going to be happy. As long as they just add it into a DLC pack, it's going to make for a lot of happy fans as well as a lot of money for Activision, so it's a win-win, and I don't see why they shouldn't do that. I mean, it just wouldn't make sense if they didn't. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to drop a like if you did, as well as subscribe if you're new, for tons of what the heck am I saying? Oh my gosh. For tons of Black Ops 3 zombie videos each and every day. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.